Welcome to another episode of This Goose is Cooked, where we review books intended for our future generations. Today's book, 5 Little Ducks, by Denise Fleming, published by Beach Lane Books. Horrible Parenting. 5 Little Ducks is a story about a dad and his horrible parenting skills with his 5 children. He lets his children out to play during the week and eventually loses all of them. The pictures in this book were wonderful, with distinct style and full of color, and the writing was succinct but was able to provide just enough suspense. The book opens on 5 little ducks on Monday morning, out with their father on a walk, and they seem to be chasing flies. Then the father lets them roam, and they go, and I quote, "through the woods and far away," end quote, and encounter other woodland animals, from a deer to a flying squirrel who looks like he's diving down right on top of them. Then old Papa Duck calls for all of his little ducklings to come back. Enough fun, it's time to head home for the day. But only 4 ducks come back. You see the flying squirrel is hanging around the ducks, looking up to no good. Maybe he came in from above and abducted a duckling. Well, the 4 little ducks that are left are allowed to go out on Tuesday. There's no panic from the parents that they just lost a child at all. I would be looking everywhere, asking everyone, even putting bounties out on heads. But what do? They send their kids out the next day with no supervision. The 4 ducks go far away again and go snooping around on a farm. They're just looking for trouble. They encounter a big pissed off turkey. Well, what happens? Papa calls and only 3 ducklings come back. No doubt one got killed by the turkey. Again, no panic from the parents. They send the 3 ducks that are left out and far away again. They encounter a turtle, and guess what? Only 2 ducklings come back. The turtle is clearly up to no good. He has one of those mischievous smirks on his face. So Thursday comes around, and the parents send their last 2 little ducks out. Because I don't see the parents, I'm hoping this is because they are grieving, or frantically trying to come up with a plan to try and find their babies. Well, these 2 little ducks go wallow in the mud with the pigs. And can you guess what happens next? That's right, only 1 duckling goes back home. I would assume 1 duckling drowned in the mud. But in this thriller, it could be anything. Are all these ducks being abducted or killed by different animals? Or is it just one animal, or one thing, that's doing it? There seems to be too much of a pattern. On Friday, the parents make just a plain stupid decision, and send their last child out alone. Neither one of them goes with. There's nobody who's with him who could yell for help if something goes awry. Well, this ignorant little duck goes right up to a kid in a kiddie pool, and you can see the kid is ready to wring his little neck, while a frog and a squirrel watch in horror, and Papa calls, but Papa just lost his last child. Like a damn fool. On Saturday, Papa looks defeated, so he goes out in his depression for one last-ditch effort to get his kids back. He calls desperately, and a miracle happens. All of his little ducklings come running back. Did all of his kids plan on sneaking out and hiding just to stick it to their dad? Did they hear their dad's voice and use it for strength to break free from their captors? Or is this just a dysfunctional family with some of the dumbest ducklings I've ever seen? The book leaves it up to you, the reader, to decide. Well, Sunday comes around and Mama Duck says, I quote, "I know what's best. Today is a day we all rest." And the whole family relaxes next to the lake. I would think they need a rest after this harrowing week. And the book comes to a close with some fun facts about all the animals you see in the book. This suspenseful novel had me on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what in the world was happening to these children. I also had a range of emotions towards the derelict parents, because this book was so engaging and concise. On a scale from 1 to 5, I'm going to give this book a 3.6. I'll have a heapin' helpin', and I'll go back for seconds. This goose is cooked. Join us next time for another in-depth book review.